So my actuator is making noise in the car. So I'm sitting in my 2008 Mustang, and you can hear the clicks that it's making, especially if you change it from like to the lower vent and change it back to the upper vent. So you can hear that. Now, I don't know if it's on the driver's side or the passenger side. So I did a video about 2 years ago on the passenger side blend door actuator. This is actually considered the master one. And it sounds like it's coming from the driver's side. So I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling that apart to see if it's on this side or that side. My hopes, it's actually, believe it or not, easier to come out of this side, but you can continue, it'll continue to make that bumping noise. So all the positions, which is odd, actually work. So if you put it on top or defrost, it all works. So this is, usually when you start hearing that noise, it will not work anymore, but this still works. All the positions still work like they're supposed to. So again, I'll film it as I'm going. Following parts to work on an actuator. The two common actuators that break are the one on the driver and the passenger side. One is called the master and one's called the defrost. Part number 604233. And you'll see in the video, you'll need some, like, I like using a duct tape roll, the wedge, to bring the vent up. You'll need a magnet, a flathead screwdriver, an 8 and 9 or a 7 and 8 socket, an extender, a smaller ratchet, and you'll need one of these flexible ratchet extenders, and a kit to remove trim. You could use a flathead screwdriver, but I recommend one of these trim kits so you don't damage your dash. So there's 4 bolts to take out the cluster, and you have to take out the cluster to get to the actuator. Right there is the actual actuator right there. It's probably hard to see in this, but believe it or not, it's usually easier to get to it to lay on your back, have a flashlight, and take it out. What I did is I disconnected it to make sure that that is the bad one before I start spending time and disconnect the cluster. Now, as soon as you disconnect the cluster, you should, before you do that, you should have to take the power off the car. I haven't officially disconnected it yet, it's just laying there to the side. But this is a royal pain in the butt to do. So again, here we go, see if this is the bad one or not. And yep, and you can hear it's not clicking anymore. And what's funny, when that one is disconnected, it blows out of all 3 simultaneous. So yep, that's the bad one. And disconnected it, turned the car on, can move things around, the click doesn't happen. So now I need to disconnect the power on the car and start getting that out. So on removing the gauge cluster, There's just a little plastic piece here. You pull it back, and it can be a real pain too. And it'll release the plug to come off. Sometimes you need a, usually doesn't go that hard. So the other actuator, as soon as I removed the other screw, it fell right out. It looks like someone had replaced it at some time, and it looks like they may have used the wrong screw. This doesn't look like a... Remove the other screw, the back screw, and then all I did was check this, and it came right out. So this actuator was replaced. These aren't the original screws, and it definitely is the bad one, and you can hear it get clunks. But anyways, if you look, this is the, I'm going to try to get the light in there. The arm is right there. I'm going to move it. Again, I'm going to do the best I can to sort of film it. But this arm, you got to make sure it moves. And then what happens when you put the new actuator on, this piece goes into the arm. And that's why if you don't follow those instructions exactly, you'll have problems. All right, so when you put the new actuator in, it will go in, like I said, you want to line this arm up with the lever and make sure it's in between the lever point. So when this moves, it goes up and down. And if you look here, there's this little cross thing. In the car, there's a piece that will snap into this to help hold this in place so that you could put the screw in. Now, as I said before, the easiest way to screw this in, this actuator in, is to go up and screw it in from the underneath, from the back. So you go on your back, go up and you screw it in. So what you do is you screw this one in is enough to sort of hold it in place, make sure the arm is in the is holding inside, make sure this arm is holding the arm inside the car, and then you'll screw this one in. So that's the easiest way to do this. Okay, so I just put it in place. I've lined the arm up there. I've lined the arm up with the, I'm trying to get the light in there. So I've lined the arm up, put it in place. Now this is hard because now I got to try to get that screw in there without knocking it out, which is always a pain in the butt. The actuator's got a tab here, And this makes it easy to install. One way you'll know that the actuator is actually installed where it needs to be is there'll be a tab and you'll be able to set the 2 screws and it'll help hold it in place, or it'd be more like this or this. Second thing is, it's not uncommon that these arms should be in the right location from the factory, but if they're not, you may have to hook these up and do these, reset the all the positioning on these actuators before you even finish. So what'll happen is the arm's so far out it won't connect to the arm. And again, the arm that's actually controlling the vents will go over this little tab here. But if it doesn't line up, like you put it in and it doesn't line up, you would follow these steps and reset them, then install them. So all right, here we go. 3 and 4, or 13 and 15. Then do not start the car, but all you're going to do is for 1 minute you're just going to put the car in, not start it, but the key all the way on. And now what it's going to do is it's going to reset the all the actuators to 0 position. So again, wait a minute, sure you have it on 0, no changes on the I mean have it on 0 as far as the climate control. All right, you turn the key off. Reinstall the fuses. Okay, fuses are reinstalled. Turn the car on again. 30 seconds. You can hear them resetting right now, in fact. Okay, now we turn the car back off. And now we start it. So no more clicking. Okay, yep. All the way down. Yep. Yep. All right. So no more clicking. Everything works. I checked all the positions. I reassembled the dash as you saw. And at this point, my daughter's car is good to go. Thanks.
So if you like this video, go ahead and smash the like button below. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, go ahead and click the subscribe button and the bell if you want some notifications. See you next time on Chasing Mustangs.
Thanks.
All right.
Great job.
Yeah, I see it like literally every day.